everyone, and welcome. The map of choice is Blackburn. In the bottom left, the Protoss player in red. It is MaxPax. And the Protoss opponent in the bottom right, wielding the blue probes. It is Classic. That is right, ladies and gents, boys and girls. It is a PvP. StarCraft 2's lovely hybrid matchup of let's go with a blindfolded poker game and a knife fight where you can also teleport short distances. It's a mess. Hop right into it. The probes going out on the map roughly the same time. The map is Blackburn. As you know, there is a ramp leading up to your natural expansion, which means it's a bit easier to wall off at the natural end. PvP, you always gotta wall off your entrance up here usually. If it's a natural ramp map, you can get away with doing it down there. Why do you wall off? Anybody take a guess? It is because of adepts. Adepts, of course, those nasty shade Protoss units. They can get into places they don't belong and absolutely trash your probes. Speaking of probes, what are all the probe shenanigans going on? Saw Classic doing a little bit of blocking. MaxPax's side, MaxPax checking. Classic side. Nothing too out of the ordinary yet. Just yet. Hold on to your hats, though. MaxPax setting up all sorts of movement commands, trying to block the expansion of both players. Will we see a pylon block? Oh, the Zealot comes out for MaxPax, the Zealot for Classic, and now the probes in dire danger. Choice of tech for both is going to be the Stargate. Now the Stargate, that doesn't really telegraph a whole lot for what the game's going to look like because it's a very versatile opener. Just because you see a Stargate, you don't really know what it's going to be. Not like if you saw a Roach Warren for Zerg. You see a Roach Warren, you think, there might be roaches involved. I'm a professional, I'm a scientist here. There might be roaches. You see a Hydra den, you're like, he might have Hydras. But the Stargate has a few choices from it. I see MaxPax is opting for a Phoenix, while Classic opting for the Oracle. Let's unpack that slightly. The Oracle going to be much better for scouting, for vision, potential probe harassment. But the Phoenix is probably going to be better in a direct engagement. Not only because the Oracle can't fight back, but because these bad boys can lift up enemy ground units. Now that really doesn't go anywhere because there was only one Stalker and one Phoenix. Why is Classic even attacking right now? I don't know. I'm not too sure of that. The Oracle's going to come in from the right side. Stalker doing a little bit of kiting into its demise. The Oracle, it's a dead unit. Now, you know because there's Phoenix that Oracle is not getting away. You might as well try and take out as many probes as you can. MaxPax still making Phoenix. Is it going to be one of those mass Phoenix games? Oh dear. Oh no. I didn't sign up for that mess. Zealot and Phoenix combo. I'm impressed actually. There's a severe lack of Stalkers coming out from MaxPax. Normally you see a lot of Stalkers. You get Blink in the early and mid game for, skirmishes and harassment, but these Phoenixes are doing really well. They're taking out all of these Stalkers until their energy runs out. They get tired. Don't you get tired? Phoenixes sure do. Oracle number 2 on the way because Oracle number 1 went so well. I'd like to have some more of that, please. MaxPax with his 5 Phoenix going into Void Race is going to say, yeah, I'll take that. Go ahead, give me more oracles, please. Much appreciated. Quiet couple moments here. MaxPax gets to head into the base, gets all sorts of scouting info, gets a few probes for his troubles too. He's gonna spot that Twilight Council, which is researching, and you know, given the fact that 4 Stalkers are the only real army units for Classic, he's probably going blank. Oh, even spots the gold base going down. Very nice. Void Ray gonna catch that Oracle, finds the pylon. Be able to shut that down. What are you doing, MaxPax? I think that was a battery he was canceling. Maybe he was feeling a little frightened. A need for defenses. Phoenixes pick off Oracle number 2. Who'd have thought that that's how that would go? Oracle number 1 went so well. Void Ray taking out his anger, stress, and Protoss therapy here against his own pylon. It's so he can get out. I know. It's kind of funny though. The army for MaxPax is still a rather impressive composition because there's still 0 Stalkers. Not even any gateway units, period. He's just making Immortals and Void Rays. Did he even get Warp Gate? He didn't even get Warp Gate. How do you not even get Warp Gate? He's going for +1 air weapons. I thought I saw him go for Warp Gate earlier though. Madness. Void Rays charge up to do nothing. Phoenixes harassing some more probes over at the gold base. To which Classic is going to respond by transferring additional probes. Good lord, don't move the camera like that. Classic is going to transfer additional probes. He says, no, I don't need to fight them. I just need more probes. And MaxPax is going to say, well, okay then, I'm just going to go home. That's fine. I've got my Void Rays, I've got my Immortals. Gonna break this very slight Blink Stalker contain. It was more of a Blink Stalker guideline than a contain of anything. Like, I don't think you should come out of your base. MaxPax comes out of his base with 2 Immortals and Void Rays. Classic's gonna say, well, okay, then I'll just be heading the other way, thank you. Phoenixes get to the battle first, don't quite know what to do with themselves. Immortal and Void Ray count increasing. This is such an anti-Blink Stalker army. The problem with it, though, is it can get overwhelmed. Yeah. I worry about taking a direct engagement. MaxPax is going to have to be a bit careful. Even just taking a 3rd base feels risky. He added on an additional Stargate, so he is going to commit to the air toss. +1 air weapons did finish, so he is definitely committing to that. Classic does have the superior economy with that functional gold base, but MaxPax not far behind. He is getting his 3rd base up, even though it's not at the gold location. Classic's going to move into the Templar tech, Archons. He does not have Storm, but he actually may want to consider getting Storm. Phoenixes pick off the Warp Prism after losing a few of their own brethren. Just 2. Just 2 losses for the Phoenixes. And at this point, I don't think you really want the Phoenixes. Because, 1, that's a lot of Blink Stalkers. There's only 6 Phoenix. You can only lift so many things. Secondarily, Archons exist. Archons so thick, so massive, they can't be lifted. And they're proud of it. Immortals and Void Rays, can they hold the line? This is a lot of charge lots, too. Scouting Phoenix, seeing, do you have your entire army over here? And it does look like it. Beautiful concave for Classic. Robo Bay coming up for MaxPax. Something that's not a Void Ray or an Immortal. I'm surprised. Probably Disruptors. I mean, the Colossi might be good against the Zealots, but is that the real threat here? Classic's gonna come in with a bit of a concave, realizing it's probably not a good idea to fight against an overcharged shield battery, though. Seriously, 0 stalkers. 0 gateway units. I am so impressed. This is... If you're looking for a PvP build or something to try, I might advise you to not do this, to not try this. This is just a little bit of a risk. Classic swings in, he takes out some of the static defense at the third base, but doesn't do any real damage. What were you killing? I don't know. Classic, he gets some damage done, some minor losses, but just a skirmish. Nobody's actually committing to anything yet, but there is a fleet beacon on the way. Carriers? Still no more upgrades for these air units. MaxPax, you could get air armor at least. The fleet beacon will allow him to get +2 air attack, which is probably a little more useful. Is it going to be done in time though? Look at this. This is what I was talking about. MaxPax has to be careful. He has to be very defensive. He does not have the army advantage right now, but he does have the tech advantage, which does count for something. That's essentially a if I survive, my hand wins kind of thing. Probe. Full of ambition. I like it. Blink Stalkers blinking up into the main base. The Warp Prism shuttle the Archons into their own deaths at the hands of the Void Rays, which also charge up and start massacring Blink Stalkers. Classic. You have Blink Stalkers. They are not immortal. And the Disruptors. You're firing at the probes. Jeez, MaxPax. Oh, Lord, Disruptor friendly fire. Void Ray's going to protect the Disruptor. Zealots getting some damage done in the mineral line. What is going on over here? Just a couple Phoenixes, that's it? Okay. Classic did spot the gold base building. Responded to the threat of the 2 Phoenixes back at home. And it looks like everybody's just going to their corners for now. God, that was scary though. Firing Disruptors into your own mineral line to kill Zealots. Yikes. I'm not sure I could take that risk. That is that's a powerful mindset to have. Psystorm is going to complete here for Classic, who is also going out on the map. There's 4 Templar. Disruptor shot. It's good. It's a good connection. The Disruptors are going to die though. The Void Rays, they've hit critical mass now. They can take a fight. There's 18 Void Rays producing 3 at a time. Couple Zealots, not going to find much damage over here. Storm onto the Void Rays, that is a perfect answer. That is something you need to have against this many Void Rays. When they clump up, they group up, you gotta punish them with Psystorm. He needs about 4 to 5 more Templar to start getting something done with that though. The Immortals, I don't know, they're not a huge concern. If you can combine Storm with charge lots, you might be okay. Recall goes out to the gold base. The Zealot still being very annoying. 14 probes have died for Classic. Losses heavily in favor of MaxPax, who's also got carriers on the way. Carriers might be the end-all be-all of this composition here. The Blink Stalkers are already having trouble fighting against the Void Rays. Another good Disruptor shot. Classic responds with a few storms though. Disruptor's still connecting. You cannot be taking this many Disruptor shots, Classic. The Void Rays, they're so injured. Yes, another good storm. Does this really work though? Like, I could just big Void Rays. I don't need gateway units. The Stalker's going to take a direct engagement against charged up Void Rays, which is probably not a very healthy decision. MaxPax feeling good. He's in a good spot. Wow, those resources lost. Classic has got to figure something out though. You cannot just keep throwing Blink Stalkers at this. He's got carriers now. Need a Stargate of your own at this point, man. Get some Tempests out. Get some Archons. I do not see things going well for the blue Protoss here. Flux Veins did complete for these Void Rays. They can head out on the map. The Void Ray count still at a very comfortable 13. Not quite the critical mass we saw earlier, but definitely enough to start doing some fighting. Do you just burn the Nexus? No, you go for the probes. 17, 18 probes and the Nexus go down very quickly. Void Rays melt anything with armor. There wasn't even a base rebuilt at this gold base, but Classic still going to lose it. The Carrier Disruptor combo here. Catches one Stalker, second shot goes out. Blink Stalker's blinking underneath the Carriers, but it is not going to matter whatsoever. MaxPax taking the game with a very interesting and unusual gateway-free style. I like it, actually. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, have a great day.